considering where we're in here, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. November is still 7 months away. Quite frankly, it is too early to be dropping trailers for a movie that's coming out in 7 months, being the Marvels. But since it is the Marvels, and I'm kind of looking forward to this movie quite a bit, I was, of course, really excited yesterday when we found out and they announced that they would be dropping the first trailer for the Marvels today. And I wonder if part of the reason they're dropping it this far too early has something to do with the way it will position itself with Secret Invasion. Maybe yes, maybe no. We'll find out. But this morning, I think they debuted it on Good Morning America. I'm not 100% for sure. This morning came the first trailer for the Marvels. 2 thoughts. Thought number 1, it does not feel the way I thought it would feel. I don't know for sure what it was I was expecting out of it, but I wasn't expecting the feel and the tone and whatever that it had. Because, and this will go into point number 2 in a second here, because honestly, to me, the tone and the feel of it, it does not feel like Captain Marvel 2. It feels like Ms. Marvel Season 2. Mm-hmm. This very much, and I don't think Captain Marvel, the first Brie Larson one, was top shelf MCU, but I thought it was kind of on the second shelf, like the original Ant-Man, the first Doctor Strange. I kind of put it there, like good, solid, enjoyable movie. Not top shelf, but I had a good time with it. But it had one specific tone, and I was kind of expecting it to feel like a Captain Marvel 2. But in reality, to me, it felt more like Kamala Khan. It felt like more like the Miss Marvel show. And that leads into point number 2 that I thought I had about it. That in no way is a bad thing. Because I'm going to tell you what, I surprisingly adored the trailer. And I think it is because of point 1 that it felt like Ms. Marvel. Look, I know there's still probably a bunch of people who have not seen Ms. Marvel. It's fucking brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's just so warm and enjoyable. And it just makes your heart smile. And I love the family. And I love the fact that they had her family in this trailer. And I love her mom too, just the way, this cold way she's talking to Nick Fury, Captain Marvel, and she's like, where is my daughter? It's just like cold, straight up. I love those characters. I love that family so much. The scene where Brie Larson apparently pops up in the middle of a Bollywood dance scene, the little push and thing aside, I love that. But I'm telling you right now, good Canadian girl, Iman Vellani, is going to steal this movie. She's going to be acting alongside an Academy Award winner. And I can already tell you she is going to steal this movie because this trailer, and listen, I'm looking forward to the whole cast. I like Brie Larson very much. I like the Captain Marvel character. I liked whatever they're going to end up calling Rambeau's character, whether they call her Photon or something else in this. I liked her a lot in WandaVision. I did. And I was kind of thought, understandably so, that Iman Vellani, Kamala Khan, was going to be kind of the third level character. And she might be when we see the movie. But from the trailer, it kind of looks like hers. Oh my God, I laughed so hard in that scene where she pops up wherever Captain Marvel was and she's with the cat. And the cat eats the 2 things. And her reaction to it was just brilliant. I just loved it. And now, of course, this is coming from a guy who loved the show so much. So the fact that this trailer felt a lot like the show, obviously that's going to predispose me to probably enjoying it more than maybe a lot of other people. Again, we don't know anything about the story yet. I mean, it does kind of set up an explanation for what happened in the post-credit scene of Ms. Marvel, right? So it kind of gives us understand, okay, somehow, some way, these 3 characters, their powers are intertwined. And something has happened that when one of them uses their powers, it causes a Freaky Friday situation where they swap places. Got that, but we don't really know that. Now, obviously, we have another accuser in this, right? So we see somebody carrying around the same kind of hammer that Ronan the Accuser walk around. So we've got our new accuser is there. Great. But we really don't know the story, and that's fine. First trailer that comes out 7 months in advance doesn't need to give us that. So I don't know what to tell you, except that it's not as good as the Ahsoka trailer, but I smiled completely from start to end of this trailer. I think it looks really delightful. We'll see how it goes as they get into it. Anyway, Chris, you had a chance to see the trailer for the Marvels. I still feel it's too early to have dropped it. There must be a reason why they did it. But that aside, what did you think about the trailer?
I feel like we're getting this to give us that little bolster into the Marvel universe of, hey, no, we've got some good stuff coming, because there has just been a lot of, discussion about where we are with Marvel. If there's superhero fatigue, if things are being oversaturated, yada, yada, yada. I think this is kind of a vote of confidence of, oh, look, we've got this really fun thing happening where a post-credit scene is finally paying off. You are finally seeing that scene come to fruition and making sense. And it's not just more puzzle pieces along the way, right? Like, we still don't know everything with like some other things that have happened in there. It's really, really nice to see something actually happening and being connected in Marvel. That being said, Iman Vellani is the best thing in this trailer. Her moment with Goose is so good. It's so good. I love that Flurkin. I love him so much. I'm really excited to have him back in the mix. Samuel L. Jackson is just perpetually exasperated in this, and that is one of my favorite versions of him. I love exasperated Samuel L. Jackson. So I think this is going to be a really, really interesting look at these three characters. I really enjoy this dynamic too. I love that Iman is giving us those kind of Peter Parker plucky vibes as we got to in her own show. I'm so happy the whole family's back too, because that familial dynamic really, really made Ms. Marvel.
I agree.
That was so great. It was the beating heart and soul of that show. And to have them front and center again is so, so wonderful. And I love that it does look like we're positioning more around her and having her kind of be our window character. And like we've talked about so many times, we've been missing boots on the ground. That was one of the greatest things about Ms. Marvel, was having it be in a city, having familial issues, having things that are, personal stakes involved in crime fighting and all this stuff. And while we're doing a celestial storyline where we're going to space and there's a whole bunch of other things happening, it's so nice to have everyday people involved in a Marvel story. I've been missing that.
And you know what I've been missing? I don't know what the last thing I was. I honestly, I don't know what the last Marvel thing that came out that I legitimately loved. I might have to go back all the way
Ms.
back
Marvel.
to I think Ms. Marvel was it. I mean, because She-Hulk didn't do it for me, and Moon Knight didn't do it for me. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania certainly didn't do it for me. So I'm really in a position that we got Guardians 3 coming out, we got Secret Invasion, and we got the Marvels. And these three things all look really good. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed because I need that. But I'll tell you what, going back, you're talking about how the heart of the Ms. Marvel thing and why I love seeing the family in this. If you've watched my show for any period of time, you know that one of my all-time favorite emotionally anchoring scenes, beautiful moments to me of any comic book movie in history is, surprise, surprise, from Man of Steel, when a young Clark Kent, finding out that he's an alien, saying to Pa Kent, Kevin Costner, "Can't we just keep pretending I'm your son?" And I'm getting emotional right now just thinking about it. Kevin Costner, in one of the best moments of any comic book movie ever, takes him into his arms, and just the way he says it, "You are my son," right? A little different because it's lighter in tone. But there's a moment in Ms. Marvel when I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. When she's wanting to go to Avengers Con and they're like, no, like they're you can't go to Avengers Con, but they see how much it means to her and blah, blah, blah. And the dad comes in humiliating himself, dressed up like the Hulk. I remember when that happened, and it's a funny moment in the show, right? Like, it's meant to make us laugh and funny. Oh my God, you pulled out the picture of it. But when he comes in, because you know what? We said no, but we're going to find a way to make you go. And he embarrasses himself. He's willing to do this. The dad comes in dressed up like the Hulk because he loves his daughter. I'm fucking getting emotional thinking about it. It is such a beautiful moment to me. It's these little things like that, right? And then when oh my God, it's like, I fucking hate kids. Because when it's like, no, you're embarrassing me, whatever. And like, you tell the dad he did this out of pure love for his daughter, and she shoots him down, like, fuck kids, they're all useless. But I mean, oh my God, I'm on the verge of my eyes watering up right now, just thinking about that scene. It's just so beautiful to me. And if they can maintain that kind of heart, bringing in the action of the higher scale, higher stakes MCU world of like the galactic spanning Captain Marvel and stuff like that, if they can crack the code and bring all of those elements together, and I'm not saying they will, okay? I'm not saying they will be able to achieve it. I'm saying if they can, we could have a very special movie on our hands.
Oh, yeah.
If they do it. I don't know if they can, because that's a tough code to crack.
I hope they do. I do want to point out, the chat corrected me here. They were like, I thought you liked Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night was something I loved.
Yeah. even Werewolf by Night, I will say, which I liked more than Moon Knight. I liked more, obviously, than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I liked more than She-Hulk and all that kind of stuff. I quite liked it. I wouldn't say that I loved it on the way that I love Shang-Chi or Ms. Marvel, stuff like that. But it was really good. It was really, really good.
Really enjoyed it.
Oh, and of course, then there was the other special, James Gunn's.
The Christmas special was also
The
really
Christmas
fantastic.
special is my now favorite
that was
holiday
really, really
special
well
ever.
done.
But I need some good wins from Marvel right now.
Ms.
because-
Marvel, though, was the chef's kiss
Yes,
moment
it
for
was.
Disney Plus.
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Did you guys have a chance to see the trailer for the Marvels? I quite liked it. Again, it's not the best trailer of the year or anything, but it's a different tone than I thought it was going to be. And that's kind of a good thing. I thought it felt really good. And I think Iman Vellani, good Canadian girl, is going to probably steal this thing. What did you guys think about it? Maybe you got no hope for it whatsoever. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there. Guys, we want to take a minute and thank the sponsor of today's video, Fume. Listen, cold turkey may be great on sandwiches, but there is a better way to break your habits. And we're not talking about some weird mind voodoo from your crazy neighbor or putting Vaseline on your feet under your socks. No, we're talking about our sponsor, Fume, and they look at the problem in a different way. Not everything in a bad habit is wrong, so instead of a drastic, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad from your habit? And Fume is an innovative, award-winning device that does just that. Instead of electronics, Fume's is completely natural. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air, and instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses all-natural, delicious flavors. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting, giving your fingers a lot to do, which is helpful for de-stressing and anxiety while breaking your habit. When I first got my Fume, I couldn't believe how beautiful the design was. It's perfectly weighted, and when I breathed it in the first time, I was blown away by just how fresh it tasted. Fume has served over 100,000 customers and has thousands of success stories, and there's no reason that can't be you. Join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup from destructive habits by picking up the Journey Pack today. Head to tryfume.com and use the code CAMPEA to save 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. That's tryfum.com and use the code CAMPEA to save an additional 10% off your order today.